What's up, freak bitches?
What's up, freak bitches? Welcome back to the Misfits podcast. Rated 5 stars on iTunes by Big Cheese Theo. He says, I listen to this podcast with my depressed watermelon.
How big is your cheese?
And how depressed
Theo?
is that watermelon?
How can you have a depressed watermelon?
How big your damn cheese?
I don't think that's a real thing. I think he's lying.
I honestly don't know. I wouldn't put it past old mate Theo. I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Toby.
How big that cheese?
Swagger Souls.
It's rather large.
Zuckles.
But it's wet.
Jay, a.k.a. McCreamy.
And girthy.
Ooh.
And Matt.
But it's round.
Guys, I'm bald.
Sounds like it's
Yeah, exactly.
I have 0 here.
Hello, me too.
Yeah, but
No one
yours
cares
isn't
about
a
that.
surprise.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's
Yeah,
used
this
to
is like
seeing
the
you
third
bald.
time now,
Yeah.
man. Everyone's used to that.
Give your head a slap. Give it a slap into the mic.
Head slap.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Concussion ASMR.
Yeah, I shaved my head on Sunday.
I didn't know who you were saying because we're both bald, so I was like, what
I
the
get,
fuck?
everyone gets it. You're bald as well, okay? Way to steal from my spotlight.
Listen, you stole my
You
thunder.
can see the
being
spotlight
bald,
off your
right?
head.
Yeah, as soon as I went bald, he immediately went and shaved his head.
I'm gonna fucking go bald.
Bald guy.
Yeah, I went bald on Sunday. I got back from my run, and I was like, you know what? Today is the day that I go bald. And
How
I
you having a midlife crisis at like 22?
probably, I bought a nice car, and now I'm bald. So, apparently.
Wear a clip-on tie to work.
Yeah, I should wear a clip-on tie to work, Swagger. That is a great idea.
You should wear a strap-on to your wife.
Toby, silence.
Sorry.
Guys, we're recording this episode again with cameras. This is probably going to go on YouTube. I think this
You've
one...
said that with the past like 6
Shut
podcasts.
the fuck up, Toby.
Sorry.
Yeah. This one is probably going on YouTube, guys.
Oh.
At least we
Very.
hope. We don't actually really know. But the problem is that the set is so cramped and so narrow, and there's 6 of us, and we all have to figure out how to get us all on shots. But maybe we figured it out for now, at least temporarily. So that's cool. But yeah, in any case, I'm bald. So.
Yes. Tell me, how did you decide I'm going to go bald? How did you go about it? What was the thought process?
Yeah, what's the thought process leading up to that? Like, there was just like one day you're just like, you know what? I feel like going bald today.
I feel like looking like shit.
Toby, you know,
That's
you're
a
actually
low blow.
Toby's been the rudest person to me out of everyone since I've gone bald. When I showed him, he just told me it looked terrible. Not even as a joke. Like he
my
had
God.
zero
It
consideration
looks
for my
terrible.
feelings at all. He
That's
just
terrible.
said, "I think
Look
bald people who are young look awful all the time." And I was
Just
like,
indirect
and you know
insult.
what? Honestly, it personally cut me. I went home and I was like, man, maybe I made a mistake.
Just
Toby
looking in
thinks
the
I look like
mirror
shit.
for like an hour.
Toby's the gayest guy here, and he thinks I look like shit. So maybe I
So-
made the wrong move.
So tell us how it happened.
Well, basically, I have shitty hair genetics, and I knew that my hairline was going to keep going. My hairline had already started going. Was wearing hats a lot. You know, definitely more noticeable on one side than the other. A lot of people are probably thinking like, "What the fuck? Like, your hair looked good." But personally, I was becoming less and less happy with how my hair looked, and it was just like, I don't know, my hair for like the last 10 years of my life has just been a constant thing of like, I don't know. It's like the one thing about you that's constantly variable. You know, everything else
Sure.
throughout the day
Yeah.
doesn't change.
Yeah.
Your face doesn't change. Whatever, you can't help it. Your hair, like, it was pretty much always on my mind. Like, fuck my hair. Like, how's my fucking hair
It's
look?
out of your
Yeah,
control,
I feel
too.
you.
Yeah, and I had a style that I needed to put product in. And it was just like such a hassle. And so like when the hairline started going, and I could see all my relatives on my mom's side.
Oh, that's how you know
They're
it's
like
your mother's
they're
side,
like
right?
gone at 25, dude. Like
Fuck,
they're
wow.
gone. And so I'm like, this is what I'm heading for, you know. Like I could see it, like
Yeah.
literally like bad genetics. And I was like, at some point, I'm gonna have to shave my head just to see what it looks like.
Mm.
You know, I don't know if I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep it. I still don't know if I'm gonna keep it. But I just had to know. You know, it was one of those
Yeah.
things where it was like I was just sick of wondering, and I was like, fuck it. I'm
Plus,
gonna
if
do
it does happen eventually, it's not going to like catch you off guard.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Yeah.
you know, I shaved it, and I was kind of like, it looked better than I thought it was going to look. I don't necessarily think it looks great. I'm yet to come to a conclusion. I enjoy being bald. Like, it's very convenient.
Aerodynamic on your runs, increase your time.
Yeah, dude, I got fucking high as shit on Monday. I went for a run high, my first run high.
It's the best doing that, isn't it?
Bald head exposed to the elements, and I was just fucking like, yeah, I feel good. I feel speedy.
I am speed.
You're like scuffed Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I'm scuffed Joe Rogan.
It's entirely possible, you know?
I have a podcast, I smoke weed, and I'm bald. That's pretty much all the boxes.
Let's
And
get
a
some
Tesla.
DMT.
And I got to start training MMA soon, and you know then I'll be fully Joe Rogan.
We have some apes on the podcast, too. So
yeah, we got Mason.
Look at the size of him.
I'm not so fascinated by
he'll
them
fuck you
anymore.
up, man. You got to be careful.
He will fuck me up. Mason, what do you like being bald?
Yeah, fucking oath,
You
cunt.
said in the group chat the other day that you feel like 10 times more aggressive when you're bald.
Yeah, it just kind of comes out like the prime instinct.
I can
Like-
feel it, dude.
Like you just look in a mirror and you just fuck. You're like fuck.
Yeah.
You just look in the mirror and you're like, fuck, I'm a white supremacist.
I look in the mirror and I'm like, if I saw me on the street, I would be scared.
It's like that guy already has his hair gone. What else does he have to lose? You know,
It's
he's
like-
fucking.
yeah, he's
he'll
like-
get you.
There's something so intimidating about a person who's bald. I don't know what.
And who's 6'7".
Yeah, that's fine.
And has the arm length to
That's
fucking hit
scary.
you.
Yeah, like, and hopefully I'll be able to be consistent with the gym this year, so I'll just get fucking
You're
more and
gonna
more
be
jacked.
a rig.
So you shaved it with manager Ryan.
Yeah,
Right?
I literally, I got home from a run and I was like, I messaged Ryan immediately after. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I was like, Ryan, can you shave my head? And he was like, yes. That's all he said. I said, I'll be there at 5.
Of course. Have you seen everyone's dyed hair around
Yeah.
here?
Ryan,
Of course you can do
Ryan
that.
saw that message and he smiled and he said, today is going to be a good day. And so, yeah, I drove over to Ryan's house. They had the shavers ready. And I was like,
expecting
fuck.
you.
I was kind of nervous. I was like, man, this is like it kind of felt like getting the tattoo, I guess, because it's semi-permanent, but it's not really permanent. Like I could grow my hair back, but
Yeah.
Well, it's just a giant change they
It's a
have
giant
to adjust
change.
to.
yeah, I mean, but either way, it was like I can just wear a hat, like it's all good, like I don't
Yeah.
mind. I'm not wearing a hat today, am I? I'm on the video podcast.
Yeah, that's how I first noticed. You were just sitting here chilling. Like I got back. Like everyone came into the house. Chris was bald. Ryan's
yeah,
bald.
dude.
And then I was just sitting next to Cam, and then I was like, he's wearing a hat. I'm like, after a few minutes, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I went to lift it up, and he's just like,
Yeah,
That's hilarious. So why did Ryan and Chris
Well-
shave their heads as well? Can you run me through that?
peer pressure.
Basically, yeah, it was just like we decided to film the process of me shaving my head. I don't know if it'll ever get used. I don't think the footage was that good, but
Jamie, can we pull that up real quick?
and yeah,
Now they have to show it.
we I don't know, we had the cameras out, so it was like, let's make it a meme. And they convinced Chris to shave his head. He had his hair all dyed green.
Yeah, yeah.
He
it was-
just paid for a haircut as well.
Yeah.
So he wasn't super keen, but eventually he got persuaded into doing it.
Didn't he get persuaded with $500?
No, that was for his eyebrows. Chris, after shaving his head, Ryan was like, yo, $500 and you shave your eyebrows. Or they negotiated a price and Chris settled on $500. So now his eyebrows are gone. Chris just has that kind of energy where like you wouldn't even like notice that he has shaved eyebrows
Yeah.
because it's just Chris being Chris.
It's hilarious.
Also,
Like-
his glasses hide it pretty well.
Yeah, his glasses do hide
The
it pretty well.
interesting thing, I mean, Chris is our intern. And so now every time he comes to the house, dropping stuff off or he's cleaning, he just turns around and I look at him and he's got no fucking eyebrows and no hair. It's like you're my
What have we
fucking
done?
intern and
Yeah.
you're completely bald.
Yeah, you're just like drawing eyebrows
Yeah,
on
I
him
drew
the other
eye-
night.
I
You're
drew
like drawing like the
eyebrows.
confused one. He's like,
I drew eyebrows on him. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, like people will tweet us being like, yo, can I please intern for you guys? Can I please help you in some way? I don't
Guys
think they
aren't
know what they're
prepared.
asking for.
Yeah, not a good
I
idea.
don't even think Chris knew what he was fucking getting
No,
up to.
but he's here now, and he's got no eyebrows, but he's $500 richer.
There you
so
It's true.
who cares?
and bring Chris on real quick just to show.
Maybe, I don't know.
Hey, Chris,
Chris,
come here real quick.
Come here real quick.
Show the audience. Yeah, yeah,
Show
yeah,
us
yeah.
your head.
You just take
Lean
your
in, yeah.
glasses off, dog.
If you're listening to the audio of this, Chris, you got anything to say?
I want my eyebrows back.
Wait, Chris, how long do they take to grow back?
I googled it, 76 days.
76 days.
That is
my
a long
fucking
time.
That is a long
God.
time.
That's a long time.
Jesus.
That's 2.5 months.
I wonder how long it takes to grow back a full head of hair. I probably should have Googled this before I
Pretty
shaved my head.
quick. Pretty quick.
Pretty quick? Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
how quickly does your hair normally
I thought it's
grow?
like 1 inch a month.
Pretty quick.
It's different per person because
Mm.
you know my hair grows way faster than
Yeah.
The
my
more wee
brother's.
bix, the quicker.
I honestly feel like
That's
now
true.
I'm balls deep in it though, because now that I've shaved my head, like I can clearly see the outline that my hairline is, and it's going up. So it's like if I grow it back, it's definitely gonna look weird as fuck for a period of time
Running
until it
away
gets
from your
long enough to
forehead.
cover it. But
Or if you just shave
So-
it into an arrow, like the airbender, like Mason
dude,
wants.
honestly, like the last couple of days, I've just been enjoying being bald, and I think
Yeah.
I'm probably just gonna chill with it
I
for like a
fuck with it.
while.
I fuck
I
with
say
it.
go
yeah.
with it, dude.
I like
it.
It was just a shock when you came back to the house and you came in with Chris, Ryan, and it was yourself and Sam, and I got baked and I was editing.
Yeah, you were so
And-
baked at that.
And I go down the stairs, and everyone's there. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And, you're just talking to me, and you're like, yeah, hey, dude, what's up? And I was like, why did Ryan and Chris shave their head? And you're like, what? Do you not notice?
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? And I was looking at him, and then I noticed that he was bald, and I was just like, what the?
I had my head
That
off.
long to
I
notice.
had my head off. I was stood right in front of him, and he was just like, "What's going on, bro?"
I was looking at him in the eyes, and I was baked and didn't have my glasses on. There's a million excuses I could use. Maybe I'm just a dumbass.
I thought you were kidding. I thought you were just like,
I was not.
Did you get a new haircut? You look great.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hang on.
yeah.
And he was like, oh my God.
You got a tan. You look awesome.
Yeah, and Toby's reaction was just immediate disappointment, and
I was sitting
Then
in the
he-
driveway in my car because I just got home from driving. And I just see 3 bald people walk up. And you're just like, Fitz takes his hat
God,
off. He's
they're
like,
gonna
what do you
rob me.
think? And I was just like, I just assumed it was a bit. And I was like, it's a bald cap, right? And that was why I was telling him it looked like shit. Because I thought it was a bald cap.
no, you kept telling me it looked like shit after I went
Yeah.
in the house. You were like, I don't think anyone who's young looks good bald.
That
Like,
was later. After I had looked at it for a while, I was like, no, it does just look bad.
dude, you're rude as a motherfucker. You know that?
Yeah, well, you got to have one friend that tells you the truth.
That's why I have the comments.
That's why I have the comments.
Yeah, but you know,
I like it.
I'm chilling.
You're kind of like Logic. Like, you're like, no, seriously. Like, you're a rig. You can freestyle and you can say the N-word. So it's like,
Yeah, I'm like 1% black. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. So I'm like,
There
I'm
we go.
basically biracial.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for
it
sure.
works out.
Anyway, I'm gonna be bald for a while at least, so get used to it, you motherfuckers. Yeah.
Okay.
I've always been
You already
afraid
got
of
an
going
attitude.
bald myself.
Afraid of going bald?
Yeah.
Like, you mean like hair loss or afraid of like shaving your head?
Oh no, like hair loss. Because apparently, like my dad was bald, but apparently, like
It's on
his
your
dad
mom's side.
wasn't.
It's
your
Yeah, and I
mother's
looked at my
side.
mom's
It's
side,
your
and I was
mom's
like,
side.
okay, I should be good.
Dude,
Fucking-
every
but still a
single
bit monkey
man on my
ass,
mom's
yeah.
side has like the most fucked up hairline, and they haven't shaved their heads. And I'm just like here in my 20s, like, what are you doing? Like, how do you
Yeah.
not shave that off? Like, there's nothing there anymore. Just get rid of it. At
If
this
you like
point.
the Trump comb over, you'll be good.
It's really weird. I don't know.
Get a toupee.
Yeah. Get a toupee.
Should
start wearing
wear
wigs.
wigs. Yeah.
Every
Be like
podcast.
Tyler the Creator, just get some like
Different
crazy wigs.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, shout out to anyone in their 20s who's losing their hair. It's really common, actually. A lot of
Really?
guys just have bad genes, and they start losing their hair like in high school even.
Are they a bit ripped?
It's not even their fault.
what?
It's their
Are they ripped?
Ripped? I don't know. I don't know every guy who's losing his hair. What do you mean ripped?
Talking about the jeans.
Yeah.
What? Oh my! I'm about to leave the show right now. That's so fucking bad. You threw me for a spin there.
In other news,
So, I mean, are you ripped? You're like going to the gym, right? Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to the gym, bro. I'm gonna get ripped, and then I'm just gonna look intimidating as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in other news,
Headbutt cunts at events and shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Headbutt
fuck
energy.
that.
Swaggo's got some other news apparently.
yeah, we hit. We got the plaque for $1 million
Oh, yeah, let's hold that up.
right over there. Look at that fucking thing.
Mm.
1 million.
It's the first time I've seen one of the new plaques in person. I think maybe because I've got the old ones.
Yeah,
Weird flex.
I have the old 100K plaque, and then I have the new 1 million. So
Oh,
it
really?
triggers the fuck
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
I
me.
yeah.
prefer the
same.
old design way
Shit.
better.
Yeah,
I like
same
the old
cool.
design. It
You-
was
you
in glass
can-
and shit.
You can order a.
Yeah, a new one,
100K
right?
one,
Yeah. It costs money.
Yeah, YouTube accidentally sent me 2 plaques when I hit 1 mil
Yeah.
of the old
Oh,
ones.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I've just
yeah.
got 2 old school ones for the same channel.
I'll take one.
Just lying around.
Sell it on eBay.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, official FITZ gold play
They're
button.
worth like
There you go.
nothing.
Are they? I
don't
think
know.
they cost like
Who would buy them?
It costs like 15
A
bucks
fan.
to produce.
Or
Yeah, but-
something like that. Yeah.
The
Those are way
money,
cheaper.
the money wouldn't be in what it is itself. The money would be in who it's for.
Yeah,
I
the
guess.
symbolism.
But I don't really feel like I could get a high price for it. Someone like PewDiePie, his first 1 mil plaque could get like tens of thousands of
40
dollars, maybe.
Like he could probably do like a charity
He could do it
auction
for
with it
charity.
or some shit.
If you did it for charity, you'd probably get a lot.
I doubt. Maybe. Maybe one day I'll
'Cause
do it for charity.
people feel better about giving to charity.
yeah, I
So they're
kind
more
of.
likely to spend more money.
Yeah.
I've done a couple of streams for charity in the past, but none of them were like really big, and I didn't promote them a lot. I think we should start looking into doing charity live streams or
like
just
that
some
idea.
charity events or something like that.
Actually, I personally just really don't like being generous, so I'm going to say fuck you to that idea, and fuck all the children in the hospital. Segue. Matt.
Oh my fucking god!
It's our first YouTube episode, all right? I want to make sure we get age
Jesus
restricted.
Christ. He's bald now. Look at him.
Fair enough.
Oh my god.
He's a bit aggressive now.
Just
That's
turned
good,
into
yeah.
a complete savage.
Jesus.
Yeah, maybe we'll do some charity stuff. It's a good idea. And for a good cause, we care.
Thoughts and prayers, Don.
It's pretty hard to find a good cause though. So
It
many
is.
charities are fucking bullshit.
Charity, yeah, it sketches me out because you really got to make sure you're.
It's like research into what charities
Yeah,
are
you
given
need
to.
to make
Yeah,
It's
'cause
sure.
crazy.
most of them, it's like, yeah, we take 95% of it and use it to pay our employees. It's like, well,
And a lot of them,
fuck that.
a
not
lot
allowed.
of cancer charities even, they'll be like, "Oh, we're raising awareness," but they're not actually
yeah.
doing anything. You need to donate to like research groups. and-
Yeah.
Well, I can kind of see the logic behind that because it's like they spend like 95% of their money into re-advertising the charity itself. So that way more people give to the charity. So it's like, yeah, you could start off with like $100, give it to research.
it's just because
Or
so
they could
many-
advertise it more and get more money in the end. It
'Cause-
sounds stupid like hearing it being like, oh, 95% of it goes towards advertising.
No, it's just
What if-
because so many charities are run by fucking douchebags that actually want to make money out of it.
Mhm.
It's fucked.
Or they're rich people that want to use it as a way to get around tax.
We'll start
Yeah.
a charity for hair loss.
We'll all go bald.
Immediately pledging. Please save us.
Please. Genuine cry for help.
Save the hairlines.
Please. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Hair loss is tricky, man, because there's really nothing you can do. You can get a hair transplant, but it tends to not be
Ooh.
looking very good.
Boom, boom,
You know?
boom.
Oh, don't even talk about
Come
that.
on.
I feel bad. I once made fun of Allier because of that. What happened? I don't
Oh,
want to
it's
talk
coming
about
back
it.
now.
Yeah, I once made fun of him in a blackout video, and now I'm just like, man, you know what? It's actually I shouldn't have made fun of
Because
him.
now you're in his
I'm in his
position.
position, and it's like, you know what? It actually
Fuck, man.
sucks. Yeah, no, for sure. But I'm glad I didn't get a hair
Pull a
transplant.
Fusi tube. Get yourself a tattoo.
Tattoo your hairline.
Oh, it looks like a speckled egg.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'd rather not actually. Yeah, hair transplants are weird. They literally take the hair follicles out of the back of your where your
Really?
neck is, and they
Yeah.
they take them individually and plant them.
Really?
Where your
Holy shit.
That's
your
crazy.
hairline's missing.
How long did that take to do?
Fuck.
Like
I don't know.
individual.
I don't know how long it takes, but it never really looks very good. I don't think that unless you get a really expensive one. I think Elon Musk had one done.
I think so,
Surely,
yeah.
because he was
Looks pretty good.
he was a bald ass motherfucker
Yeah,
back in the
Yeah,
PayPal
yeah,
days.
Yeah.
And now he's got a full head of hair. So he probably paid big money for his one. But if you're getting like a semi-decent one, then you just look like a mess. And it leaves a big old scar on the back of your head as well.
Oh,
Shit.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's fucking epic.
I think Rogan actually has that as well. He got a hair transplant when he was younger, and he regretted it. And now he's got a scar on the back of his head.
He's also bald.
What?
He's also bald.
Yes, he's bald. What about it? You got something against bald people?
Waste of a hair transplant.
Well, yeah, that's what he
Could've given it
says.
to
He says he
someone
regrets it because he got this expensive transplant. It looks like shit, and eventually just shaved it anyway, and now he's got a scar on the back of his head.
Hmm.
So there you
Yeah,
go.
but scars are lit.
Everything's an experience.
Everything's an experience.
Got to do it once.
There's a silver lining.
Gotta do it once.
Yeah.
Mason, what are you drawing over there, buddy?
Dick cunt rabbit Peter.
Sick cunt rabbit Peter, all right? Let's talk about it.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, the camera.
Yeah.
Fuck, he's a good artist.
Yeah,
You're actually not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, he's a sick cunt.
So why is he called a rabbit Peter and not Peter Rabbit?
Because he's sick cunt first.
That's his first name?
that's
Sick
cunt. Sick cunt to
Yeah.
you.
Peter's his middle name and Rabbit's his last name?
No, his first name's sick cunt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and his middle name's Rabbit,
Yeah.
and his last name's Peter.
Isn't that just what I fucking said?
No, you said Peter Rabbit.
We're getting into semantics here. For the audio listeners, Mason is doodling during the podcast. There you go. And he's crumbling
no.
it up.
We're supposed to hang it up.
Yeah, he's
That
crumbling
could've
it
gone
up.
to
I'm
someone.
sorry, I got the
Could've
name
sold that
wrong.
for charity.
I'm
Yeah,
done.
okay.
Okay, well, if you're not going to doodle, you better have something to talk about.
Mate, I've got plenty doodle right here.
Plenty. Very good to hear, Mason. Mason, is there anything that you wanted to bring up on this podcast?
Yeah, actual heaps.
Let's hear it.
Such a dickhead.
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
How's recording VR?
Yeah, good. Just fucking mortifying people.
Yeah, I can hear you in your room very often if you just screaming at people in VR chat.
Yeah.
I fucking woke up some cunt for like 30 minutes.
I
What do you mean woke up someone?
Like I fucking went into this room of the rain thing where cunts just sleep and shit.
It's like they sleep in VR.
Yes.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
Like they leave the headset on and just
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
People.
Jesus.
There are rooms in VR chat where people. It's called like the sleeping room, sleeper
What the
rooms,
fuck?
where
Really?
people will go to
Weird.
sleep with their VR headset on and just sleep in VR for whatever reason. I don't know. And
Can't be good on your eyes.
so what Mason did was he went into his sleeper room where someone was sleeping and screamed at him
Good half
for
an
30
hour.
for 30 minutes trying to wake him up, and eventually apparently woke him up.
Yeah, eventually they did.
Were they upset?
Well, she never said anything, the lady that I woke up, but there was a white knight, and he was very pissed.
Oh, what
He's like guarding her while she sleeps.
He's like, you probably shouldn't. You know, they're sleeping. So I was like, nah, shut up, cunt.
Why are people sleeping in VR? Sorry.
I don't know
We don't
because
know.
I don't know. It's an experience, I guess. Like,
Someone got baptized in VR the other day. Who knows?
I
Anything's
saw that.
possible.
It's on Reddit. And it was like an anime
Yeah.
character, right?
Yeah, it's like full on like anime character just getting baptized casually.
by an actual priest.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, an
What?
actual
Yeah, it was like
really?
an actual like certified priest
he was
that
like
goes
a-
around and does it.
He was like a chill priest though. Like he probably hasn't fucked any kids or anything.
Yeah, like that's good when they don't fucking.
Like ideally,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you can find one, like that's
It's pretty rare.
That's the
but,
kind
like,
of priest
Needle
you
in
want.
a
it
haystack,
happens
but
every now
they're
and
good.
then.
I was baptized by a priest. That
I was fucked by a priest.
really,
Yeah.
fuck, man. We're really going wild with the video podcast.
Did it feel good though?
Kind of did, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
PogChamp to the Catholic Church.
Dude, fuck yeah, let's
Shout out
go.
Catholic Church.
I'll put some money in the collection basket to that. Has everyone here been to church like
Yeah.
properly?
Yes,
yeah.
Consistently in their
Yeah.
life?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Went
I
for a
was
few
young,
years.
I'm atheist.
Right on.
Can you even spell atheist?
ATS.
Close
Yeah, early on in my life, I went to church with my family. Just kind of got disinterested with it. I think we all kind of stopped going regularly, like when I was around 8 or 9.
I think we talked about this on the Edibles podcast, right?
I reckon we did.
High as a
yeah.
motherfucker.
Very
Maybe that's why we
stoned.
don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's really nice to go back to church. It's usually, for me, either weddings or funerals
Or Christmas.
Yeah.
or Christmas. Yeah, and it's nice to just, I'm not particularly religious, but there's something about being in a church with a bunch of people that are just around and they do all the hymns and they light the candles and it's just the tradition, And I'm usually stoned and I'm like, oh, this is fucking
Stoned
awesome,
for church?
dude. How else am
I've
I going to
never
be
done that.
closer to God?
Does your dad know that you were stoned for church?
No,
Wait, how do they not know?
he
you
probably knows now. Hey, Dad.
Does your dad still listen to the show?
He listens to every fucking podcast.
Really?
Yeah,
Gosh, yeah.
he loves it.
Are you kidding?
Shout out.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I got
Crazy.
really hope my parents don't listen to this
Same.
Yeah.
podcast.
My dad laughs his ass off.
Hmm.
Fucking mad cunt.
That's funny as fuck. What's up, Mr. Souls? How you doing? I hope
Church
I
is awesome.
hope you're doing good. Church, yeah, I get the same thing with church. I really only go for Christmas, maybe Easter if I'm with my family, and it's always a pretty peaceful kind of.
I like drinking the wine and eating the bread.
dude, bread is good.
My family always
Really
spends
good.
Christmas and Easter at the estate.
Toby is rich.
So
At the estate.
How much do they put in the
The
collection
estate.
basket when it goes around?
What's a collection basket?
That's called my bank account.
My parents just give me $100 and let me roam the city.
Yes. Roam the city?
Yes.
You
How
mean
dare
you mean out of a helicopter?
Yeah. But church, guys, what are you gonna do?
Lit. I love God.
Praise be. Guys, I hope you're enjoying listening to the podcast. Maybe you're riding the bike. Maybe you're on a run. If you're running, go fast.
Oh.
You can do it.
Maybe.
Don't interrupt me, bitch.
Maybe.
Maybe you're on a train. If you're on a train, smile to yourself and be like, hey, no one else
Crack
can hear
someone's
this,
ass.
but I'm just chilling on a train.
And maybe slide your hand in your pants. Have some fun.
Maybe just like start fondling the stranger next to you.
Maybe do that. I don't
He
know.
doesn't-
Make some
don't, don't go too hard too quick. You gotta
Yeah.
just be very subtle. Just kind of put put your hand down to your side and just have your pinky kind of on their leg. And then just kind of wiggle it and see, are they resisting at all, or do they not notice? And then
Here's-
slowly with the ring finger, move on. So you have two fingers on the thigh,
Mm.
and then when they least expect it, snatch
Oh my
Oh.
god.
onto the thigh, and
I
just
felt
give her
that.
a
What the
fucking
fuck? I
rub.
I felt that in
Yeah.
my
I
soul.
feel like we're getting too much into semantics here, though.
No, it's like the public transport challenge. If you're on public transport right now, make eye contact. Try and make eye contact with a stranger and hold it for as long as possible.
Just have a staring contest with somebody randomly and just glare.
Yeah.
Right? Do
glare.
that
No
right
blinking,
now.
no
Do that
blinking.
right now.
People tweet us all the time like, I listen to this on the bus to school and I can't stop laughing and everyone thinks I'm a fucking weirdo. Those people are definitely in a
Every time you
position
laugh,
right
stand
now.
up.
I think we've all seen the Twitter post by that one guy that totaled his car while
Oh,
listening to
shit,
the
yeah.
podcast. I don't know if
Oh, yeah.
if we were the cause of that,
really
or if
hope
he
we're
was
not.
just a retard and swerved off.
Well, there are other reasons for people to crash.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not the reason for it. If he would listen to the podcast and laughed so hard that he crashed his car, that's not like on us.
Kind of a
I
dick move to
guess
blame
it's
us.
He didn't blame us. He was
Think about
clearly
it. It's
joking.
kind of
The tweet was just like, "I just
Yeah.
crashed my car while listening to the podcast." Lol. Like that was all it was.
You
But
know-
yeah, his car was pretty fucked up.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Well, if it was that one podcast episode, we were just like, "Watch out!" and then just screamed.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
The other day, Ryan, Chris, and I were out shopping, and we were walking back to my car, and this guy runs up to us and holds his phone up, and it said the Misfits podcast. And he was like, "Dude, I was just listening to that, you guys. This is so crazy." And he's like, "I saw your car," and I was like, "They must be here." It's so cool.
Oh yeah, the
It's
car.
funny.
The car will be revealed soon. Were you
No,
in
they,
that
they
car?
stole my car.
Or your car?
Mm.
Your car. Okay. Okay. There we go.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. That's coming soon.
Yeah, there is
I'm
spoilers.
excited for that. It was fucking
Oh, that
wild.
was so
It
fun.
was a
Oh, it was
crazy filming session.
We got some great content lined up. Speaking of the podcast, we just hit over 200 million total plays.
That's fucked.
That's absolutely outstanding.
Hey, if
over-
you're listening, clap as well.
Yeah, clap.
And this is the
Please clap.
43rd episode. So that's a lot of fucking.
Wait, how many?
This is the
43
43rd.
now.
43.
We're coming up on
Fucking
A year now.
Coming up
Very
on
close.
big old
200 million
5-1.
43.
We've almost
Wow.
been doing this for a year, and we're almost at episode 50,
That's
and we're
huge.
at 200 million plays.
That's absolutely nuts.
You know, Logan Paul on his podcast says that they're the number one podcast in the world. I'm pretty sure that we're actually fucking
Actually,
Yeah, but-
he's
bigger
alive.
than
Logan Paul's delusional.
So-
Look, I feel like every YouTube that has a podcast says that they're number one in the world.
Yeah, but you know, Logan Paul's
But we're
especially
number one
wrong
in the
because he's
world.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, we're literally like he's lying.
We're not even trying out here. We ain't even on
Yeah.
YouTube, but we're
Calm down.
Logan Paul. Come on the show, please.
Yeah.
Come to Melbourne.
Come to Mel. Can you imagine just hanging out? Did you guys see Jake Paul's prank on Cody?
Oh,
Wait, it was a prank?
It wasn't a prank.
No, it wasn't a
bully
prank.
prank.
It was
Oh yeah, he was
confronting.
like serious
Yeah,
about
Yeah,
it.
it was
he
an
was dead ass
expose.
serious.
bully, bro.
So Jeff from David Dobrik's vlogs, he does this show on YouTube where he does haircuts and he interviews people while
Pretty
he's
funny,
haircutting them.
actually. That
It's
show.
actually really
It's
funny.
a good show.
And on the episode where Cody Ko was on, he invited Jake Paul over to expose him or whatever.
Bruh.
But it was hilarious because at the end of that video by Jeff just goes into this big plot about explaining how it was all just a massive ruse in order for him to get a shout out from Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Jake Paul shouting out
He literally just baited him.
no, that's his video. It's so
He
funny.
just baited him. He was, Jake Paul, like, clearly during the video was confused as to why he was even doing this, but he was just doing it because he was like, "This seems like good content." Like Jeff said, it was a good idea.
yeah.
He just walked and said like a few times and left.
so bad. He was
Yeah.
like, "He's like, bro, like you bully kids, bro." Like,
It's not cool,
It's
bro.
not cool,
I don't
man.
fuck with
I don't
that.
He's
stand
just
for
like
that.
sorry and just dude. He said sorry.
And Cody was just like,
Look
okay.
at his face.
The first thing they ask you, like, is this a bit?
And then Jake's like, okay, I forgive you, bro. Like immediately.
You're hilarious.
It was so odd. It was
bad.
very
Yeah.
awkward. It's weird with Cody because his content, it's not like it's not cyberbullying really. It's commentary and criticism. He's just taking
Yeah.
the piss out of
He's
people that are
literally-
doing silly things.
He's just taking the piss. Like
Yeah.
people have been doing this
It's
forever.
not even that mean either. It's
No,
kind
not
of
at
just
all.
like laughing at funny shit.
Yeah.
Even Leafy's a better example of someone that was a quote unquote cyberbully.
Man, Leafy, it takes me back.
Those are the days.
real fucking far back.
Leafy
dude.
was like popular on YouTube before any of us were popular on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to think about. That
Like
was like
3 years
That
ago.
was in
Fuck.
2016 was when he fell off, I believe.
Like
That was
early,
when-
yeah.
That was an entire drama thing, grade A, under A. Season 2,
yeah.
nice.
Were you about to argue that Leafy wasn't really a cyberbully?
I was saying he is more
Oh,
of a
I-
quote unquote cyberbully
Okay.
than Cody
Yeah,
Ko
yeah,
is.
yeah.
No,
The way you
yeah.
built that up made it sound like you were about to say like Leafy was considered one, and he wasn't at all.
No, he
He wasn't that bad of a guy, you know.
the term cyberbully is cringy, but he did
totally cringe,
you know,
bro.
He really did go really hard on people that really didn't deserve it.
Oh yeah. I mean, his was basically just pick out random video of a kid just being a kid on the internet.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're autistic, like who knows?
One of them
And
literally
just rip
was.
them to shreds, like severely.
But
Especially on the way that they looked and shit like that.
yeah, but some of his roasts, I mean, his roasts were really childish. But I remember like just getting stoned and watching his videos and just laughing.
There was
Like,
an era
I
for
laughed
Leafy.
a lot.
It was an
Yeah.
era where his content was actually like
Is this guy
new
fucking
and good.
retarded?
Like I preferred it when he was just telling like drug stories and shit.
I love that.
Luna.
Yeah.
Luna's another
That
one
was
that
all-
does stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that stuff was awesome. Like
You're not Luna.
that was when I was in my first year of university, and like I just remember Leafy was on the up and coming.
Leafy was here.
You know,
Leafy was here.
ever since a young age, I have been frightened of being bullied by Leafy. And I felt the best way to get
Since you were
around
3
that.
years old.
I felt the best way to get around being bullied by Leafy, cyberbullied, is to use a VPN to hide myself on the internet.
Literally.
Right.
That sounds
So-
like a good
Go into
idea.
hiding.
So since a very young age, I've been using ExpressVPN.
ExpressVP what?
ExpressVPN. It's the best way to hide your.
That's
Hey,
it.
guys.
And
Hey,
cut.
guys,
And
guys.
cut.
All right.
Try again.
Jeez
Try again.
Louise.
Try again.
No, it's
Cut
fine.
the, cut the
You can just
VOD.
beep it. You can just
We
beep
just
what
beep
that
it.
was.
It'll be
Keep
way
going.
better.
Keep
Just
going.
keep
Keep
going.
going.
Keep going.
Shout out to G Subs.
Shout out to Jesus.
Stop inserting ads and other ads. Guys, ExpressVPN. It really is the best way to protect yourself, your identity online. Toby?
Yeah, and in our line of work, pricy is very important to us.
Absolutely.
Isn't it, boys?
Yeah, no,
It's
100%.
very, yeah, it
Dude,
is.
if our
For me,
DMs
it
got
is a
leaked,
lot.
we're fucked.
Yeah, we'd all be fucked.
Good point. We always recommend using a VPN product to protect your privacy. And with ExpressVPN, it's easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy
All
as
right.
fuck.
Fucking
Tell
easy.
me more.
Well, for less than $7 a month, you can browse the internet freely with the protection from ExpressVPN. Rated the #1 VPN service by TechRadar and comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee.
If
That's a good
TechRadar
deal.
says it's good, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, they're a radar for technology. What else can you ask for?
They're just picking up on good shit
Yeah.
constantly.
Oh, that's another ExpressVPN,
Good
boys!
shit. It's good shit.
Protect your online activity today and find out how you can get 3 months free with a year package at expressvpn.com/misfits. That's expressvpn.com/misfits.
Right on.
Straight up.
It's funny. I actually installed ExpressVPN the other day so I could watch Game of Thrones.
I thought you were going to say something else, but go on.
that as well.
So I could do what we censored earlier.
No. Yeah, I wanted to watch the new Game of Thrones, and I had an HBO Go account, but I couldn't access it from Australia, so I ended up buying ExpressVPN, use code Misfits, and all that, and then I ended up, watching the series finale. And anybody else watch it here?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to talk about Game of Thrones? Like,
I mean,
who the
we might
fuck
as well,
cares?
we
Can I
shouldn't
quickly
even give it
say-
the time of day.
That is actually, Swagger brings up a great point. If you live in a country that just has shitty Netflix or shitty, just whatever it is,
True.
any
Yeah.
of those streaming
Oh,
services,
shit.
VPNs are so good. Just
Oh,
say you're from America
saves.
Yeah.
or say you're from the UK, wherever the country is that has the show that you want, you can just use a VPN to get there. It
If
makes
you're
it
in
so
if you're in
much better.
China and the government's censoring your internet,
yeah,
just get the fuck right out of
There
it.
you go.
expressvpn.com/misfits.
I love it.
Don't let those fucking commies hold you down.
Dude, how crazy is China?
Plus America.
Dude,
Dude,
China's
China's
awesome.
fucked.
Like, I
It's
feel like there's some
great, but
real bad
also
shit just
fucked.
going on over there, and
It's like
just
an
no one's
action
really talking
dystopian,
about
yeah.
it. Like their military is scary as fuck.
Did you hear they have like a whole social credit score and shit like that
I
too?
didn't hear about
Like
that.
social critic.
Yeah, for like if you're like hang around like bad people are considered to have like lower influence too.
It's like some
it'll like
bounty
lower
shit.
yours.
Yeah.
It's
if,
Black
Yeah.
Mirror.
if you
It's
don't have
literally Black
100K
Mirror
followers
shit,
on
yeah.
Instagram, they kill you.
What?
What?
There was a lot of people talking all at once there. That is here. Followers
kill
will
you.
kill you.
No, I was just joking. I said if you don't have 100K followers on Instagram, you are executed.
I don't know if you guys have read that article about the Chinese internet censors that the government's training to censor their net.
Oh, the
But
Great
they-
Firewall.
I
They
guess.
have-
I don't
yeah.
know. They have to. I don't know if that was a joke.
It sounds like
That's what
a,
it's called. It's called the Great Firewall.
it sounds like a Game of Thrones sequel.
But basically, the government has to teach these censors, like the people that are censoring the content on the internet, about the real Chinese history, like Tiananmen Square and, starving people.
Well, there
and,
goes all the Chinese listeners.
hey, guys, just move to America, all right?
It's
Now
easy.
your walls
VPN.
fucking
Yeah.
We
sick.
can definitely fit all of you.
We have a desert or something. It's fine. There's a lot of room.
Your walls fucking sick.
Your what? Wall.
Knee how your walls fucking sick.
Shout out the wall.
Shout out the wall.
Shout out
from
the
the moon.
wall.
The Great Firewall of China.
We got to
Dude,
go
China
to.
is the original Night's Watch. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't watch Game
know,
of
it's-
Thrones, but
they built the Great Wall to keep. I think it was either the Mongols or the Huns out of
Mongols, surely.
to keeping the Mongols out. And you know what the Mongols did? They went around the wall. And just-
Damn,
Yeah.
that'd be such a
That
kicker.
was BM.
What?
Yeah,
Like even in its current form of like long as fuck.
Yeah, they just went around it.
Damn,
they jumped it.
that's some disciplined Mongols right there.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
They put trampolines down.
Yeah.
China's
Just bounce
China's
over.
definitely on my bucket list to go. Like Hong Kong, like anywhere really in China.
I've had a bad experience in China.
Yeah,
You've been to
Really?
China.
You
Taiwan,
went for
yeah.
Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
Really?
I
Oh, yeah.
was in a hotel, lost my passport, so I like
That was your first time traveling
my
out of
first-
New Zealand,
out
right?
of New Zealand. Yeah.
Oh.
First time traveling overseas. I lost my passport in the arena, so I couldn't get into the hotel.
Oh,
I didn't have a
scary.
phone charger. I didn't have any money. I was like straight up just.
So what
I
happened
was
then?
fucked. I just cried for a bit and called it a day.
Fucking epic.
How did you
Fall
find your
asleep on the floor.
Did you find your passport in the end?
Yeah, I ended up finding it. And
Ah.
funny story, my mum called the hotel that we were staying at, had a friend's nephew that was living close to where I was that came and delivered me money.
Really?
Oh,
Came
holy
in
shit.
so clutch.
Dude, lucky that your
So
friend had a
clutch.
nephew
Yeah,
that
yeah.
lived
Damn.
near there.
like stars aligned.
What did you think
What
of?
can I say?
Wait, where was it exactly
It
that
was-
you went?
It was Taiwan, and it was like very industrial, and I was like, China's gonna be so sick. There's gonna be pandas everywhere, like whoa,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
bamboo everywhere, and it's just like old decrepit buildings and a
Were you-
lot of smoke and steam and
You're probably expecting more of like a peaceful, serene
Yeah.
Japanese vibe as opposed to.
yeah. Wait, pandas are
no.
No, pandas are Chinese.
Pandas are
but
Chinese.
You
like,
want to go to like a specific
Eh,
part of China. You know,
yeah, yeah,
China's
yeah,
a very
yeah.
big country.
yeah. I
you
know,
went
and
to
I went to the one
Taiwan.
spot that was like, oh
Did you try bamboo?
yeah, ate it.
How was it?
Nice as.
Fuck yeah.
Surely you've had bamboo shoots before.
I've never.
They put it in curries all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
like
it
red
crunchy?
curry. It's kind of crunchy. It's like celery for like betas.
But yeah,
I'm
no,
kidding.
China's. I want to go to China, but not Taiwan.
I really want to go to Japan.
Same.
Japan would be pretty
The
lit.
car culture in Japan is so sick.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift.
I like the culture in general. So fucking weird over there.
the fashion.
I went when I was maybe 11 or 12. So I want to go again now that I'm older
Yeah.
without my parents, but it was my favorite place at the time.
Yeah.
So awesome.
The only thing that makes me nervous about going to Asia, like for a vacation or anything, is that I can't speak any of the native tongue there.
They're pretty good about it. They get a lot of tourists,
Tsunamis
obviously.
and shit too.
I don't know if I'm worried about a tsunami.
I mean,
I mean,
that-
Godzilla could be there too.
Dude,
Can't be too
I'm
careful.
more
Yeah.
fucked up about
Go see
Godzilla.
Psycho, One Punch Man.
Pog, dude. I want to go
No,
to the
you're coming
anime
to it.
stores and stuff.
Japan
Yeah.
is very, very interesting.
We'd get kicked out.
I went
No.
no, we wouldn't get kicked out. We would be respectful.
We'd be,
Don't kind
I'd
of
be
us to
extreme.
get
I
kicked
do.
out.
I would bow to everybody that just said anything to me.
That's actually disrespectful.
Is it really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That was
Goes and
crazy.
salutes
I
everyone.
remember we were walking through a department store early in the morning. They were just opening up the shop, so we were the only ones walking down like the hallway, and everyone was just like opening up the shutters and bowing to us as we walked past.
Oh,
Like the entire
Oh.
time. It was awesome.
I remember watching a Logan Paul video and he was in Japan whacking cars with dead fish.
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
that guy's. That's a really fucked thing to do, especially to a country like
It doesn't-
Japan.
Doesn't matter
like
what country
paste
you're
the
in. That's still
Yeah.
kind of fun.
I mean,
Magic
but I
Carp
mean-
was just using Splash.
it's pretty crazy.
It was
to-
not very effective.
It's like a one attack, bro. It's fine.
It's crazy to think about how far Logan Paul's redemption arc has already gotten.
He's-
Like no one. I mean, he's basically. It seems like all you really have to do to recover from any kind of YouTube drama
Just
is
wait
just,
and come back.
it's just be half decent for a while and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because like eventually people just don't care anymore
Yeah.
and no one talks
Mhm.
about
I
it.
Like that scene
yeah,
from South
I
Park.
mean-
He's like, "We're sorry."
I mean,
We're
no one
very
even talks
sorry.
about when I
Sorry.
killed that kid anymore.
I know it's. I didn't even
Crazy.
remember
I
that.
Thought, I thought that was going to blow up. But
Yeah,
it
I-
didn't.
I mean, it blew up for like a couple weeks, but then
Yeah.
everyone kind of
Only
moved
on
on to the
Facebook,
next
though.
drama.
Yeah.
just like
There
your
was a
mom being
Facebook-
like, "Oh my god, I'm disowning my son," and
Yeah,
now
like
even
32
she's cool with
likes
it.
or something.
Yeah,
And a couple like laughing emojis.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Just hit a kid with your car, and now it's fine.
It's just
So-
weird that you can film a dead body in the woods,
That's
put it
so
on
bad.
YouTube, and just get away with it. I think he can't go back to Japan. I think he's banned.
Is he?
Yeah,
I think so,
Probably.
yeah.
I think he's
Probably.
banned.
Yeah.
And if he goes back, he's going to get arrested, I think.
Yeah, he really pissed off a lot of Japanese people as well.
Yeah.
They kind of know, like, if they see him now, they're gonna like for sure, like bow less
Yeah, 'cause
less
it's gonna
politely
get
than
him.
usual at him or something.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, all he's done is just kind of chilled. He made a silly flat Earth documentary, which was a joke, obviously.
You know,
And he's hosting a podcast, and he's got some legit guests on. And
that
fine.
documentary, which obviously wasn't a documentary, it's a mockumentary, was It was bad, but I was entertained by it. I watched
didn't
the
watch
whole
it.
thing, and I was like, okay. And there was no moment where I was like, this is boring. There were a few moments where I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. But I enjoyed it, and
Well, the whole thing was satire.
entertained. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, it's supposed to be ridiculous,
Yeah.
surely.
But yeah,
Yeah, I believe the Earth
I was
is
just
flat.
no. I was
Long
just
story
expecting
short.
it to be really shit.
Uh,
Basically, what I'm saying.
I
but it
didn't.
wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because I expected it to be not for me. Let's just say.
I don't think it would be.
No.
I have terrible taste in movies.
Yeah. Yeah, his it's odd though because I've seen a couple bits for his podcast and he hasn't really changed much as a person. He's still very much like a massive bro.
Sociopath.
Like it's weird. Like this, I don't know. Who knows, dude? Who knows where Logan Paul is going to be in 5 years? Probably.
You literally never know.
Bald.
That'd be.
I don't
Going
know.
the bald game.
Aren't the Paul brothers losing their hair as well?
Yeah.
It looks like they're not though. Like, what's the
Yeah.
deal? How are they pulling this off? Just money?
Genetics.
Money grows hair.
Yeah, look what Trump did.
Yeah.
You just rub it on your hair.
Man, I gotta get my AdSense up. Damn.
Preferred.
Yeah, and Jake Paul is kind of
Who
even
what
is that guy?
Yeah, like what is that?
I don't know.
What's a Jake Paul?
I feel like
Oh.
after the Shane Dawson Jake Paul thing, he's kind of fading. At least from my perspective, he's kind of
He's not
fading
doing
out
anything.
of relevancy. He's not doing anything big or really being a name.
Made
Because
a
after
family channel.
after like Team 10 pretty much dissolved and everyone like backstabbed each other and and all of their shit was admitted to be fake and all of that. I think most of the kid audience was like, oh fuck this, and then left.
Yeah, well, the
Really?
problem with having
I'm not sure.
bad content fundamentally is that you need to constantly be involved in controversies or be doing stuff that gets attention or you'll just die. So that's pretty much the Paul cycle. Although arguably Logan has found his content, which is at least, consumable by some people, at least that aren't like 9. I don't know. It seems like Logan's trying to go for like the older audience.
What does
now.
Logan Paul
Very
make
often.
now?
Just a podcast, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, he still vlogs.
He
doesn't
made
He
like a
vlogs this
video where he
podcast.
gave a homeless dude like a few dollars.
Dude, changed my perspective on it.
Yeah.
Fucking epic.
Yeah, I liked and subbed.
Speaking of people recovering from things, let's talk about James Charles briefly again. Last
Yeah.
week we talked
Yikes.
about him, and we were kind of behind on the drama because we recorded the podcast before his response. But yeah, I mean, shit's pretty crazy. I mean,
Let's
like,
just say we've hung up our merch.
Yeah,
look, like,
You're wearing
Put it
some
back
right
in
now.
back in the case.
It's just
I
cra-
am wearing it.
Yeah.
it's just crazy how devastating it looked for him. And then immediately, like, all he had to do was make one video, point out some facts, and all of a sudden everyone's like back liking him.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
I
odd.
watched some of
ridiculous.
it. I mean, it's just fucking dumb. The entire thing was just so stupid. It was just 40. It's just the fucking beauty community, man. It's
Community
just,
I think it's
system
cutthroat, man.
retarded.
Everyone's video was so long.
I
It's
can't.
like if you wanted to watch every aspect of that drama, you had to set aside a week.
Look,
Get some food, chill,
Get some
relax,
popcorn.
and you're sitting there for a good fucking few hours before
Oh,
you've watched
yeah.
every video. Crazy.
I don't know. I think it's not just the beauty community, although this was definitely
it's so cringe.
accelerated
So cringe.
because the
so
beauty
cringe.
community loves gossip, it seems.
Yeah,
But
well,
it's-
yeah. I
it's-
mean, they're all women and gay guys.
It's
Yeah.
more
What do you
just
expect?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's not true or what you should say.
It's more just it's more just a testament to like cancel culture in general, I
yeah,
guess,
yeah.
and just how like quickly the internet can just completely turn on someone and then completely switch back, like and act as if they didn't switch on them in the first place. Like it's
Yeah.
just very, very unusual. Like just the whole thing made me feel uneasy. Like
Yeah.
It just feels like the clique of high school girls that like. Have you ever seen Mean Girls?
Say clique.
Clique.
that's how it's actually
Clique
pronounced.
Crew.
Yeah.
I mean,
Never
everyone
heard it
says
said like
click
that.
unless they're really pretentious like Swagger, but it's technically pronounced clique. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, go on. Pretentious, Andy. Sorry.
Have you ever seen Mean Girls?
Yes.
I wish Mean Girls is like the Mean Girls and Mean Girls is like how I wish I was.
Oh my god.
You're fucking psycho.
I can
man.
sense
That's
that
the
energy in
everything.
you. Why do you say that?
No, I'm just the bitch.
Wants to be able to tell the way
Why-
they're using his breasts.
Why do you think you're like that?
I don't know. I just like it.
You like just being a bitch? You like just like being mean to me because I'm bald?
No, that wasn't me trying to be mean.
Oh, so that wasn't even you trying? Man, I want to see you switched on.
Speaking of the drama, I feel like this whole cancel culture thing's starting to trickle its way into this new Banks and Tfue drama. What do you think?
I was avoiding talking about it because I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows the facts.
no one knows
TFU
anything,
hasn't
but, like,
responded, and we
yeah.
talked about James Charles briefly, and admittedly,
bad
we
idea.
did jump a little bit on the bandwagon
yeah,
of like
for
James
sure.
Charles because it was pretty
But that's funny. That's
it was
funny
funny,
to do.
and obviously we disclaimed at the beginning
Yeah.
that we
don't know
uninformed.
anything and we're
Yeah.
fucking retards.
But like,
yeah.
I'm just seeing the same thing with this. Everyone's just fixating on whoever speaks first.
It's crazy. I don't know, man. Like it's a whole
really
can of worms.
interesting.
I'm very interested to see what TFU does about this
Yeah.
because like it's not looking very good for him at this
Yeah.
point.
Came out of the fucking blue.
Came out of the blue.
Although apparently it
Yeah, but
Apparently,
it
I
was
mean, technically for a
September.
lawsuit, you have to give notice, and apparently FITZ was actually given notice in September. But I genuinely believe that Banks probably didn't know about that. At least, maybe I don't
I
know.
feel like he
but
just hadn't.
it very much seems
emotional
like Banks
attachment.
had no idea this was
Yeah.
coming, and he's
Yeah.
like distraught over it, which is understandable.
I mean,
but
the article by the Hollywood Reporter or whatever it was.
They literally got it wrong,
It's
didn't
such
they?
a
with
fucking
the
stupid
80%?
article.
well, they made it seem like he was
They're
like
like
FITZ was taking
back
80% of his
Yeah,
money, when in
literally.
reality it was just an 80-20 split. Where
But they just got
TFU
the numbers.
got 80 of the
Yeah.
brand
Yeah.
deals. I don't know, man.
So has that been like proven that is what it is?
It hasn't been confirmed,
Highly
but it's
likely,
been.
that's-
I mean, FaZe has put out a statement that is the case, and I very much doubt that in the midst of
don't
a
think-
legal thing,
did-
FaZe,
Yeah, they even said the exact number of the amount of money
Yeah.
they took too.
FaZe
They did.
can.
It was like 60 grand.
Yeah, they collected 60 grand total from brand deals, which was based on the 80-20 split, which is very normal, especially considering that they pretty much made TFU's entire career. Arguably, he could have made it on his own. That's not really the point. The point is that FaZe gave him an opportunity, and he wouldn't
the
be where he
Fortnite
is.
community is shook.
It's shook to their
So
core.
shook.
But yeah, we don't know what's going through TVU's head. He hasn't responded as of recording this, at least.
Yeah.
So who really can say?
Brian
Yeah.
was saying that if this contract, if it comes out to be true that they were actually in the contract it said 80%,
Mm.
then FaZe are no longer going to be legally allowed to sign talent. Which
Yeah.
would be a
That's-
big
that's-
thing.
There's no way
There
there's-
is
yeah.
no
Because
way.
80% is hugely illegal. You're not, apparently, you're not allowed more than 49%.
49%.
There's
is the
just
max.
no way that like this was in the contract.
Yeah.
No,
like,
there's zero.
if
way.
there is, I'm just completely shocked.
and
There's
if he
just
signed
no way.
that contract, who would sign a contract?
He was
where
a
they take 80%?
nobody.
That-
man.
that
He
was-
was a nobody.
To be fair, he was just like a kid that maybe didn't know any better. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like he literally had 100 viewers on Twitch before his
but
contract.
I mean, the people around him, because if he was actually a kid, then he would have had to have someone legally look at it to sign it for him.
Hmm.
And then those people should have spotted it and been like, this is fucking insane.
I don't know, man. Like I'm just saying, I'm like 99.9% sure that this was not in
Yeah.
the contract.
There's no way. Like
It
even
was
if you do,
definitely an 80-20. It seemed like, and I'm pretty sure in the lawsuit they said 80-20. They didn't say
Yeah.
80%. I'm pretty sure this is just a number that's come from.
that's just
an
the split
article.
amount. Yeah.
The 80%, yeah, that
Fake
was in
news.
the article.
Yeah.
But the article was like, it was phrased in a way that made it look like it was an
Yeah.
interview
The-
with TFU.
The lawsuit focused more on things like underage drinking, being pressured into doing things like, I don't know, just basically.
Just a shitstorm.
I don't
All
who
of
fucking
it is,
knows?
yeah.
It's gonna be. I don't know what's happening. Like it's
Yeah.
really surprising because TFU from the outside seems to have everything
Exactly.
going for him.
How old is that guy?
20. I
21,
believe he just turned 21.
And
yeah.
when did he sign on?
when he was
Probably-
18, I think.
It's like a year.
Nah, it would've been a
no,
year ago,
it's like
like
a year and a half ago.
20,
Oh, really?
19, 20.
Yeah,
I'd say
it was
probably
like when
20.
Fortnite was kind of blowing up.
Oh, yeah, no, the reason I said 18 was because the drinking age here is 18. I got
Yeah, I'd
mixed
say
up.
probably 20.
Look, we don't know if this is coming mostly from TFU or from management or from his family or whatever, but from where it's sitting right now, it seems like he's making a mistake.
Kind of like a bit
Yeah.
of a dick move. Like,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say any more than that because
We
don't
don't
the
have
facts.
all the facts.
and we haven't heard anything from him. So
Nobody has all the
I'm
facts.
just
Nobody.
I'm just watching very curiously from the sidelines. I'm
I'm
very
gonna
interested
make
to
judgments because I fucking want to.
That's the thing about YouTube. Like nobody has all the facts on
see.
this.
Exactly.
Because nobody has access to the actual lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
which
very-
means, but everyone's fucking commenting on it.
It's very interesting. We were talking about Leafy earlier. It was very interesting observing YouTube drama as like a consumer before I had a channel,
Yeah.
and observing YouTube drama now. Am I saying observe?
Observe a channel.
Observing YouTube drama now that we have channels, now that we're big on YouTube, we kind of know the industry, we know the space, and we even know some of the people involved in
Yeah.
drama. It's like I've met Banks, I know Banks pretty well, and it's just so interesting reading comments on Reddit about him who like don't know anything at all.
They act like they know
And are
everything
just,
about
and
it.
are just making assumptions
Yeah.
based on like
Yeah.
literally just things I've read on Twitter. It's kind of just, it's crazy. Like it's this whole cancel culture again. People just read things, they have a knee jerk reaction, and all of a sudden they're tweeting about it. And next thing you know, the
Yeah.
majority is tweeting about this exact same perspective. and it might not even be true. Like
know,
you really don't have a
Twitter,
fucking idea.
you
And the
You never
consumers want to hear everyone's opinion.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It
They
was
just
weird.
love it. They eat it up.
crazy.
The media feeds on it. Fucking Twitter news can just drop a completely false, bogus,
Literally.
shit stain of an article like fucking quote unquote Shane Dawson's a pedophile, and then everyone thinks that, and then when they, if they fucking if a mainstream media like publication fucks up so bad that they label somebody like a pedophile or they completely misprint facts and get the entire story wrong, for the next week, like they need to shove the fact that they were wrong on
They will
everything.
never do
Yeah,
that.
Because it's
never gonna
such
happen. It
bullshit.
hasn't happened like mainstream news ever.
Whenever they make a fucking like correction to their articles,
Yeah.
it's always the smallest print on the
Yeah.
bottom of the fucking article, and it pisses me off.
Just gonna
because
asterisks off
they-
the pedophile, not actually pedophile.
yeah, like they make no
actually.
effort to
Yeah.
repair the damage
It's
that they did
because-
because they don't
It's-
give a
it's
fuck.
because
They
there's no-
want the clicks and
It's
they want
'cause
the money.
There's no laws in place that make them do that yet.
There ought to be.
There should be, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they make the money from the clicks, and clicks, like the most
And the
out there
clicks.
crazy shit is what's going to get clicked.
The thing about the
Yeah.
internet is that, like before with a newspaper, surely you had to have a license, like a journalist license, right, to be writing in newspapers or whatever, or printing that. Like you'd have to, there has to be some
Surely,
process.
because then they can
Yeah.
just like literally put
But
anything.
think
but
on
like
it.
with the
permits.
internet, anyone can set up a
Yeah,
blog
yeah,
and
Yeah.
or a page, and it can get traction. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know, like how many of these newspapers, I've never heard of some of these newspapers, are like legit, and how much, how many of them are just literally bloggers posing as journalists, or
Mhm.
I don't fucking know, man. It was like little.
Yeah, the word journalist doesn't mean what it used
It
to mean
doesn't.
anymore.
Fuck
There's
doesn't
no,
at
there's
all.
no
It's
Like
integrity
everyone
in
on Twitter is a
fucking
journalist
journalism.
now.
I don't know, man. Everyone on Twitter is a judge. Everyone has their opinion, and everyone's just blasting it constantly.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Boom,
the
boom.
judge, jury, and executioner all in one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I used to do that, but I've stopped recently. Like people would ask me my opinion on things on Twitch, and
Yeah.
recently I've just been like, I don't know enough to comment, and it's just
Yeah.
not like, why do you need my opinion? And
Yeah,
They just want to hear like, what's Toby on the Telly's official stance and shit like that.
that's a big
so
thing.
weird.
Yeah, I mean, like it feels like a lot of people, they are afraid to kind of develop their own thoughts on things, and they just
Yeah.
seek out their idols for what they think, and then kind of just repeat what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's very unusual. It's like no one is comfortable with just putting forward a perspective anymore. I don't know. Am I right about that? I don't fucking know.
No.
You guys are
No.
being mad quiet. No? I'm wrong. Sorry. I think you're
No,
right.
yeah, I feel you.
I just
you
feel
in
like
that
it's the case.
sentiment.
It seems like less and less people are looking at themselves for what they actually think, and more they're just looking for whatever they're reading or consuming, and then just thinking that that's the case.
Yeah.
I saw on Twitter recently that Raccoon Eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a
yeah, what
guy
was
that
that
we all
about?
record with.
Of course.
He had a pretty big Twitter thread where he was venting his frustrations that he can't record games because a lot of the stuff that he works in his videos is like interacting with strangers on the internet.
Yeah, I
But
saw
the
it.
thing is, if he goes on and he's playing a random game like Rust or anything with strangers, that he gets recognized.
Yeah.
The fact that his voice is recognizable
remember
on
going through
any
that too.
microphone. It's just it's impossible for him to get genuine reactions, and he's frustrated that people put on fake personas to try to impress him.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's
like
he's
getting
just,
a video,
and
some shit
yeah,
like that.
and chew your fucking ears off.
Mhm.
And I feel that in some sense. It's like that fucking DJ Khaled meme, suffering from success. It's like you're so well known that it fucking starts to hurt your content.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
know.
Fitz and I, like, ages ago, I mean, there were a lot of the videos where, me and Fitz going into a random comp match and just interacting with the people in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh, well,
Surf servers.
it was all my content was.
Yeah.
How I blew
Yeah.
up was Surf Surfer, same with Swagger Souls.
Yep.
it's so hard to do that now.
Well, yeah, it's
Well,
downright impossible. I can't make a Rust video. I can't make a fucking VR chat video.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't do a Gary's Mod video.
I
And I
mean,
love doing that.
I mean, at least for me, I basically just realized that this was just going to be a problem that gets worse and worse when I was around like 500K subs or something like that. And so I just moved to funny moments. Like I
Well,
just
yeah.
decided, and like if I could get surf footage, if I could get footage with strangers thrown in there, then I would still do it. But as I grew and grew and grew, like there was
Yeah.
less and less and less. And people would ask like, why don't you go on surf servers anymore? That's why like I just,
And I mean, people either will be like abusive towards you because they don't like that you're famous, and they don't like the attention you're getting.
Yeah,
Or
well,
people will try and be funny.
I understand that perspective
And it's
because
cringe.
like if you're just a normal guy who likes to go on CS:GO surf servers and talk to strangers and have banter, it's a big thing in the Australian scene especially. And some fucking that YouTuber just keeps coming on. It's gonna seem like he's doing it for attention. It's gonna seem like he's just there to get content, which kind of we are. Like we're kind of there to get content, and so I can totally understand being frustrated by that. And yeah, it's ultimately why we kind of had to stop doing that. I sympathize with Rack though. Rack really is committed to. Yeah. And his content's great. Like when he puts out the videos of him interacting with strangers in video games, like it's really good. But
it's just a problem that is going to get worse. I mean, it's weird too. Russ. Even when I went on like Counter-Strike surf games, I'd go on and maybe it'd be 20 people that would just mic spam and be like, "Holy fuck," and it'd be I'd have all the attention and whatever. But in a game like VR Chat, where you're in virtual reality and you're walking into pretty much a room, and then people recognize you and snap their heads to you, and then they run and chase you.
Literally get
They
in your
literally
face.
chase you, and they invade your personal space. It's like, wow, this is really fucked. And I can't get VR Chat
Do you
content
reckon
anymore.
you'd ever get to the point where you'd want to use a voice changer? Where
No,
it
man.
changes it for your mic, but it sounds normal in the video.
Somebody asked Raccoon Eggs the same thing on Twitter, like, have you looked into getting a voice changer? He goes, I've never found a voice changer that doesn't make you sound like you're using a voice changer. And I think for us both, us putting on a voice changer makes it
Less authentic.
well, not even less authentic. It completely destroys the concept of your character.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
true.
It's
true.
my character
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Rust is to smooth talk people and just manipulate them into doing
Like
what I
your
want with
voice
my
is a part
voice.
of your-
Yes, it's
yeah.
exactly a part of it. And using a voice changer, and even if I use a voice changer in game and don't have it pick up on the actual like audio, people are just going to be like, "Why is your voice so high pitched?" And it's not going to make sense with the context that
I mean, Mason, you must have a big problem with that.
Yeah,
Rust.
nah, I can't play that game anymore without anyone fucking.
Rust.
Yeah. Like that's why I just play it off, like not recording or any shit like that.
Yeah.
Because like as soon as someone thinks that I'm fucking filming or something, they're just out my base for like the next 7 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll just spam his base coordinates in the chat, and he'll just get swarmed.
Or
and
plus,
get
if they'll like
raided.
recognize you, they'll just fucking try hard as they can. That's the worst.
Well, it's a big rip, but ultimately, I think like you just have to adapt to it.
Yeah.
That's the
Hey,
biggest
totally.
part of being a YouTuber.
It sucks, but you just have to realize that hey, I kind of signed up for this. Like this is just the problem of like I'm becoming more successful. This is good, but it comes with these downsides.
You just
Let's find a workaround.
you have to look into new avenues of creativity. I did the fucking solo LA Noir vid. Doing solo content. Making things that don't require stranger interaction or just playing with other YouTube friends. In a match or doing something like that, collaborating. It really you can still get great content, but part of me really does miss the just interaction with strangers where they're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And then
you could actually get away with them just being like, "What a character!"
Yeah.
Instead of "What a YouTuber."
Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely bittersweet. But yeah, I mean, hopefully Rack can either figure out a way to deal with it or move into something else. Because honestly, his content is some of the best. And yeah, I mean, yeah, just fucking, he's got to do it somehow. Can't just like wait around for it to change because it's not going to get any better.
It'd literally just get worse at that point.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. Unfortunately, just keeps getting worse as you grow.
Mm.
Mason, do you regret throwing away your pen and pad? I think you do a little bit. We're nearing the end of this podcast. Hopefully, we can start putting these on YouTube.
That'd be nice.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I noticed
One
that
of these.
light's not beeping, so I don't know.
Oh,
we're all
no.
I don't know. We'll have to see what
All
happens.
three are going.
Oh,
They're
okay,
going?
We're good.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
we're good.
All three.
Maybe this will go on YouTube. Maybe it won't.
Yeah.
Who's
hope
the
it does.
Fuck knows.
This is our scuffed little show with our fucking conference table. and
filled
our-
with gamer cups that are all dirty because they were
Yeah.
filled with gamer cups and then left out.
And they were
overnight.
drunk.
Go to
dude. Drunk to
gamersubs.gg
them.
and use code Misfits.
Yeah,
Yep.
of course. If you're wondering why we're wearing airplane headphones,
The shittest headphones I've ever
these were
worn.
bought today by manager Ryan and Sam, who both fucked up massively. and got the wrong kind of headphones. So I don't know. Maybe we'll keep them. Maybe we won't. I hope we don't, because honestly, it's hurting my ears.
They're getting a
a
bit
lot.
hot now.
Yeah.
Thank you to ExpressVPN. Remember to go to expressvpn.com/misfits.
Shout out.
And
Appreciate
thank you
that.
to Gamer Subs.
And if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't liked and subbed already, like, what's wrong with you?
What's
Smash
wrong
that
Like,
motherfucking
literally
bell, dog.
beat it.
Beat
Beat
the
it.
fuck out of your wife, guys.
Smash it.
Just
Damn.
do it.
Or the bell, rather.
You have to. You have to.
Guys, if you're not watching this on YouTube and you're cooking dinner, or maybe you're still on that train, nice one.
Lit.
Fucking epic.
Keep it up.
Keep it up.
You're doing
Keep
great.
doing you.
You know,
Keep at it.
People
Just-
appreciate you. We appreciate
we
you.
appreciate
Have
you.
a day
And-
drink
and you
tonight.
know what, guys? Maybe you're having a bad day so far. It's probably not going to get any better from here. So just go to bed. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.